Okay, I have downloaded a few videos to play later. Okay. All right, I see Mr. William is with us. Hi, William, welcome. In case anybody have not met, Mr. William is also a director and founder of STEM for All Makerspace. William, can you hear us? You are muted. Okay.
Hi.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. We have Cik Hairul. Okay, Hairul daripada Seda.
Yes, correct.
And Cik Hairul, you'll be our speaker untuk hari ini kan?
Yes, betul.
Thank you so much. So you're
No
going to
problem.
talk about renewable energy for the future, yeah? Very broad topic. So we have a lot of our student ambassadors, but we have also invited others. Okay, we have also invited other students to join us. So I think I saw the registration so far, about 50 of them had registered for this webinar. And then we will be sharing the recorded version so that, those who have not joined us can still watch the video, and then we'll have a chance to answer the questions. Right, so we have got 20 questions. Those who have participated previously, you're familiar with the format. You've got 20 questions, answer all correctly, and whoever answers the fastest will win the prize. Okay, right? So that is basically the format. We've got 7 more minutes to go. Mungkin anybody wants to sing ke? Any songs you want to sing, entertain us ke? Okay, kalau tidak boring sangat lah, 7 minit lagi. Okay, this group is very quiet lah. Biasa semua quiet sangat, tak ada yang bising. Normally when we do with children, ask for question ni semua nak buat. Semua, everybody have got something to say, All right, so Cik Izwan is also with us. Welcome, Cik Izwan.
Hello, welcome.
All right.
Welcome. Hello, everybody.
Okay. All right. So Izwan's hairstyle today looks like Boris Johnson sikit lah.
No lah. Ini hairstyle cukup hero ni.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we had some very exciting time to, go through all the entries for 2 of the, assignments that we gave to our Seda Seed ambassadors. Satu is the social media challenge, and one more is the renewable energy for school challenge, and all fantastic submissions lah. So later, Cik Izwan and myself will be very pleased to announce the winners. So the program for today, what we will do is, as mentioned, first I will introduce about this program together with Encik Izwan. Lepas tu kita akan hear Encik Hairul daripada Seda to talk about renewable energy. Encik Hairul has got about 30 minit lah. All right, so about maybe you can first 20 minutes you can present. Lepas tu you can maybe ask the students to ask questions. Q&A sessions. Biasa kalau webinar format 20 minit is dah panjang sikit lah. Lebih daripada tu, then our students will feel very macam boring sikit lah. So kita nak interaction, but of course we follow Cik Hairul punya format lah. Kalau Cik Hairul kata in between you welcome questions, also very good. Atau if you prefer to take the questions at the end, also can. So you suggest format yang mana. Tapi it's going to be very light lah, very informal sikit. Lepas tu, then we will go through the announcement of the winners. Right, so it'll take about 10 minutes, I think, at the most. If time permits, we will also show the video of the winning school. All right, I have to be very careful I don't accidentally mention the winning school yet lah. So, okay, we will show the video of the winning school, and then we will give you the link for the quizzes. right? I think most of you are familiar with quizzes too. You just go online, you fill up the Google form. The reason you have to fill up the Google form is the certificate. Certificate will be automatically generated. Okay, and those who have not received your certificates, please bear with us. Kita baru terima all the details, so we are sending it out in batches. So within a week or two, you should receive all the certificates lah. Okay, because it takes time. We had received over 500 submissions dah, for the quiz number 1 dan quiz number 2. So kali ni quiz yang ketiga, we are expecting to receive at least about 100 plus. So altogether maybe 600 certificates will have to be generated. So please bear with us while the certificates are being sent out. All right. So we have got another 3 more minutes. Any other questions? If you got any questions, feel free to answer. Feel to ask, and then we will answer. Okay. Okay, so let me get prepared. I just take some notes dulu. Okay, we have got 2 more minutes. Jason, anything you want to comment in the meantime?
All right. Okay. Maybe I would like to talk a bit about the assignment that we had lah. We had just finished last week lah. So I went through every each of the project, and I'm quite pleased with the result lah. Especially, I saw. Most of you guys did a good job, a great job, and I know this is like a bit challenging, a bit technical for the assignment, especially number 3. But the result and or the outcome that you guys shown is quite impressive lah. Even some of them, they even calculate all those details, the price, and then all those detail lah. So it's a good thing lah. And I hope you guys enjoy the process and also gain some valuable information during the assignment lah. And I would like to congratulate you guys on that lah. And I hope that even though after this you guys still work together and also try to do something that can benefit and give back to the community lah. Because you guys are still young, so there's so much that you guys can explore and do lah. And also to address this this issue, climate change, and also environment, and I wish you guys the best lah in the future.
Yeah. Thanks so much for that comment. So student ambassadors, and so that's Izwan. Izwan Suwaji is the Assistant Director, Strategic Planning Division of SEDA Malaysia. So if he has commented that he's impressed, that means your work is really good lah. All right, because he has seen a lot of work on renewable energy. So he is very, very pleased with what he has seen. So congratulations to you. Okay, I think we have come to 4 o'clock now. We've got about 55 people who have joined in, more than I saw in the earlier list. And there will be more people joining. All right, so shall we start now, Chezan?
Yeah, sure.
Can, all right. Yes. So is the recording being done, Mr. William? Okay, so we are recording it. So we are recording this live.
Yes, it's recording.
Excellent. So we're recording this live from our Stem for All Makerspace studio at Daman Mall, which is actually the venue that we have originally planned for this final session. But due to the weather conditions and a lot of uncertainty, we decided to do low key lah. I mean, go online virtually dulu. All right. So let me explain to you. Today's program is actually the announcement of the winners for SEDA Seed Ambassadors Program. Okay. Besides announcing, we also have a webinar, right? So this webinar will be the future of renewable energy, and the webinar will be presented by Encik Hairul Izzuddin. And Encik Hairul Izzuddin is the Assistant Director of Strategic Planning Division, SEDA Malaysia, right? So after Encik Izzuddin has presented, there'll be Q&A, and then we will announce the winners, right? And after announcing the winners, we will launch the quiz. We will share with you the link for the quiz. You have to just fill up your Google form so that you will get your certificate, and then you can participate in the quiz. The quiz has got a 24-hour time frame. So within 24 hours, you can answer and win prizes. All right. So I think we are good to go. Let me pass over this virtual space to Encik Hairul Izzuddin. Right, Encik Hairul, the space is yours now. So the rest of us, we can mute our devices. I will also mute my device. And if any comments, you can share it on the chat box.
Hi everyone. Hope everyone is doing okay. I'm just trying to. Can everyone see my slide here? Let's see.
Yes, you can go to full screen. Yeah, correct. Can.
Is it on full screen now? Great.
It's on full screen, and then can you hide the bar? There is a.
Yeah.
Okay, hide.
Okay.
All right.
Got it. All right. Hi everyone. Thank you, Mr. MC. Thank you, Makri, Seda. My name is Khairul Izzuddin from Strategic Planning Division. Glad to be with everyone today. And sorry, this is okay. I was told that this is a series of webinars, so you might probably have heard what I'm going to talk about, but I will just share specifically about the future of renewable energy. So the format of my knowledge sharing session will be very relaxed. So if you guys have any questions, just drop in the chat box. So kalau Izwan ada nampak any question, you can just stop me, or if you want to raise your hand. Can we raise hand here? We can, right? So just stop me anytime if you have any question if I'm going too fast. We have gone through these scenarios, these incidents, all these are caused by global warming. We have heard about this from Izwan, the rise in temperature during the past few years, and we do not want to go beyond 1.5 degrees Celsius increase, or else it will be catastrophic. We have also heard about this 73% of the emission is by energy sector, which includes transportation, electricity generation. So this 73% is huge, and there's a lot of things that we need to do starting now. And then we have also heard about these energy sources in Malaysia that's non-renewable. We have coal and gas, and then we have, of course, the renewable energy. This is nothing new, but what I'm going to highlight today, this is, of course, renewable energy in Malaysia. But what I'm going to highlight today is specifically on sustainable energy. Many will get confused between what's renewable, what's sustainable. Sometimes people got mixed between those two. So I like to use this money metaphor. We have renewable, non-renewable. We have sustainable and non-sustainable. I'll just use my pointer. So if we have a yearly salary of 100,000 ringgit, every year we will get 100,000. So that's renewable and that is sustainable. For the next 10 years, we can still live happily. But renewable and non-sustainable is when we only get $100 per month. So certainly we cannot live with that. And then we have non-renewable and sustainable is when we only get one of 1 million ringgit, say, for example, in the lottery. And then once we get it, and then that's it. There's no more second lottery winning. And then, of course, we will get non-renewable and non-sustainable. in which we only get a small amount of money, a one-time scholarship, just one time, and that is not sustainable, and the next few months you don't have money anymore. So that is how we differentiate renewable and sustainable. But the biggest question would be, how can renewable energy become unsustainable? So if you guys can think about it and then can drop your answer, there will be a special gift for you. So feel free to drop by, nanti kita akan tengok. So I like to highlight about this. Recently, Singapore, our neighbor, they announced they did a floating solar, a huge floating solar in Singapore. Singapore, small country next to us, but they can do this. 60 megawatt peak of floating solar. And if you want to see how big that is equivalent to 45 football field. Imagine going through the sea and then you see like this huge array of solar panels on the side of the coast. So that is how big the floating solar is. And to see how big it is, the biggest floating solar in the world is 150 megawatt each. That is in this province, in Anhui province, China. So that is like almost half the size of the biggest, largest floating solar in the world. So this 60 megawatt can power up to 16,000 flat units for almost 1 year. So that is a very, very huge for a small country. So are we going there? Are we going to do that? We have a lot of potential here in Malaysia. For example, in Peninsula, we have 137 gigawatt of potential for solar alone. In Sabah, we have 99. So there is a lot of potential for renewable energy in Malaysia. So there is the potential is just out there. We just have to do it. And then there's a lot of potential for the kids like you guys, the younger generation, our future, for you guys to explore and this and make sure Malaysia will embark on this route. 1.7 gigawatts of large hydro for Peninsula Malaysia alone. So that is certainly very huge compared to just now, 60 megawatt. So the potential for solar, sorry, I mentioned about solar. So there's a lot of potential for renewable energy in Malaysia. So just an example, this is one of our biggest solar farm in Gambang. This is 50 megawatt. You can see here on this left side, this is actually like a display center or gallery in which students can drop by and then they have some art display. So this is the things that we want to instill in our renewable energy industry. We want to make sure that all our citizens are a part of it also, and not just, they just install, generate to grid, and then that's it. We want everyone to be a part of it, learn from it. So this is something that we can learn from. This is in UiTM. And this is another project by UiTM in Pasir Kudang. It's a huge project. Once you are in there, you can't see, like, everything in your horizon is just array panels. It's magnificent. And then there's this, if anyone knows what this is. Any guesses? 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. No? This is actually one of our hydroelectric power plant in Hulu Terengganu. So from the outside, you can't really see anything, but inside, this is one of the biggest hydropower plant in Malaysia. But on the outside, this is how it looks like. But on the inside, they will store all these huge turbines, and they are underground. And this is a Kenyir power plant. I managed to take this shot a few years back when I did a project there. So you can see how big this is. Renewable energy projects in Malaysia are not small projects. They are huge. You can see the dam on one side, and then there's like powerhouse. You can see it's like a tiny dot from the top of the dam. This is 250 megawatt, I think. I forgot the capacity, but it's huge. And then endless view of water from on top of the dam. And then next, this is how it looks like from the inside. This is one of the turbines in the this is small hydro power plant. Yep. So this is only one of the series of many turbines there. So this is where the water will flow in, and then they will spin the turbine, and then water flows out, and then it generates electricity. So other than that, in Malaysia, we also have this scheme called run-of-river power plant, whereby they will just tap water from the river, so they don't have to build dam, and then they will channel the water inside the penstock, and then down at the bottom of the mountain, they will put the powerhouse where they will store the turbines, and that is where they generate the electricity to the grid. So these will not require construction of huge dams. And then sometimes you don't even realize that it's there. For example, here in this is Kampung Raja, Cameron. It's just on the side of the road. No one knows that there's an intake for power plant here. So it's just an intake, and then the penstock will be channeled underground down to the bottom of the mountain. So it's around us already. So this is how it looks like at the bottom of the mountain. This is the water pump. And one interesting thing about these renewable energy projects is not that they don't just use or utilize technical people. We need robotics people also. For example, this intake in Telom, in in Cameron also, they use a robotic arm to collect the trash from the water intake. So this is how the robotic arm is in action, because you don't want your sampah to be in your turbine and then it will damage your turbine. So they will filter it out. The robot arm will fetch all the sampah, and then they will just flush the sampah on the other side of the intake. So very interesting project here in Telom. And then if anyone anyone likes robotic, we need people like you to help us in this. So this is how big the robotic arm is. This is a project by TNB. Still Telom intake. Yeah, that's the filter. So what do we want to see in the future? Do we want to have all these huge, large hydro dams around us, or do you want to see floating solar on everywhere on the river, or how do we want it to be, or do we even consider nuclear in the future? That is totally up to us. How do you want to see it? Anyone watched Star Wars before? You've probably heard of the Star Wars, the Death Star, and then you'll be wondering, where do they get that amount of power? So the future of renewable energy does not focus. Maybe 5-10 years back, we will focus about a more powerful solar array, or a more powerful hydro turbines, or maybe bigger wind turbines. But now the reality is that no longer on improvising the current technology, but on integrating them. How do we make full use of them? For example, the first point that I like to make today, the future of renewable energy will focus on electrification. So you see, when we see the electrical grid in Malaysia, the huge wires, the tower that we see on the side of the road, they are connected to one another throughout Malaysia. So that is what we call the grid. So if we can imagine the grid as a loop of a water pipe, okay, just an analogy, and then we generate electricity on one side of the loop, of the water loop, we call it. So what do we want to do is that we want to channel the energy in one direction to here. Maybe I live here in one of the 3 houses. So we want to make sure the energy get channeled to our house here. And then suddenly along the way, there's 3 hotels being built along the way. So you see, when we have a water pipe, we don't want the water to be too many inside the loop, or else we cannot. The loop will break, right? The pipes will break, and we cannot have it too few, or else on one side we don't have any more water to be used. So we have hotels here being built, and then suddenly we have a lot of these EV chargers where they plug chargers for electrical cars, and then I don't think we will have enough for us to use on this side because they have been utilized by these two groups. So electrification in the future is about how do we utilize this grid. We know that on some part of the water loop, they will not have sufficient power to be used. So we'll have to install another renewable energy source on the other side of the water loop. And then so that we will have enough to be used. And then if there's excess, we can still channel it back. And then we can also, if there's excess, we can still use it for another group of house on top here. And then we can still store it if there is excess by using energy storage. So this analogy explains how our electricity grid is, because that is one of the challenge here in Malaysia. Why we can't install too much renewable energy is because of the grid itself. It cannot cater too much of all these fluctuations when there's too many energy sources, and then or else there's too much water in the pipe, the energy that we used just now. So we don't want that to happen. So this is what we call electrification. So we need people like you, smart people like you, to design how we want to make sure there's enough power for everyone in the pipe while making sure the pipes does not break. So that is the future of electrification, smart management of this whole thing. Now, we've talked about energy storage. My second point will also be about energy storage. Future of renewable energy is no longer about how you generate the power, but also how you store them. We know in Malaysia, there's a lot of PV on top of houses. But the thing is, solar PV, you can only use it in the morning. And then when there's rain or there's cloudy day, you can't really generate much. So we need to have a mechanism. How do we store it when we don't use it? So that's when energy storage comes in. But thing is, there is a lot more than batteries. There is a lot more of energy storage than batteries. There is also this thing called pump storage, hydropower. This is an actual project in Australia, North Queensland. It is a 250 megawatt of energy. They will generate this much of energy. So this is actually previously a gold mine. They no longer use the mine, so they convert it, they put water in it, submerge it, and then they use it for this pump storage hydropower. So what does it do? If you see on top here, there's this huge array of solar PV. So in the morning, when there's sunlight, they will generate electricity to pump water from the lower reservoir here, all the way up to the upper reservoir when there's electricity. Okay, so when there is no electricity when at night, so they need to use the electricity, but there is no more electricity generation from the sun. So they will reverse the flow back into the lower reservoir. The turbine will spin, and then they will generate electricity for the surrounding area. So in the morning, they pump the water up, and then at night, they will release the water, and the water comes down. So this is also a type of energy storage called pump storage hydropower. So they only need 30 seconds to ramp up to full generation. Imagine if you need the electricity now, you count it to 30, and then you can get the electricity straight. A very interesting project. And then there is also this interesting project called thermal storage. This is in Germany, 30 megawatt. So what does it do is that they will couple it with wind turbine. They installed wind turbine to this plant. When there's electricity, they will charge the what they call it, the motor here. This motor will heat up the volcanic stones in this chamber here. So they don't use any stones. They use volcanic rocks because volcanic rocks, they can store heat very well. So when there is no wind, what this heat inside this chamber will do is that they will convert water into steam. Now this steam, they will use it to spin the turbine inside here, and then these turbines will generate electricity into the grid. So similar like just now, when there's wind, they create heat, and then when there's no wind, sorry, the heat will be used to create steam, which will turn the turbines to create electricity. So this is another example of thermal storage. So my point is, there is more than one way to store the energy in this world. We only focus on buying those expensive batteries, but on grid scale, there's a lot more that we can do. There is this other example, a very interesting project. It's called Energy Vault. At one glance, it may look like a post-apocalyptic punya buildings, but this is actually a very interesting project. I'll just share with you. When there is electricity, what does it do is that they will pile up all these rocks all the way up. So you can see the cranes, that's the crane bringing all the bricks up on top of the structure. So how do they use the electricity then, or how do they convert all this into electricity? We've learned about kinetic energy in school. We've learned about gravity. So what does it do is that when they need electricity, they will just use the crane to lower down the brakes all the way down. When that happens, the crane, which has motor in it, it will reverse the rotation, and then that movement will spin the turbine somewhere inside here. That turbine will be used to create electricity. So when there's electricity, they just bring the brakes up all the way up. So when they need the electricity, they just lower down the brakes, and then the motor will spin, and they will generate the turbine will generate the electricity. So this project, they have just started a pilot project in India, a 60 megawatt capacity of it. And I'd love to visit this place sometime soon when COVID is over. It's going to be like magnificent. It's like you building a brick, but you make use of it. Okay, next. Now, we've talked about electrification, we've talked about energy storage. The third focus of future of renewable energy would be this thing called power to X. So what is X? This theme or this concept is when you convert power to something else. For example, here, they use power from the wind. They created electricity from the wind, and then they convert it into hydrogen. So what do they do with this hydrogen? Can be used to power up fuel cell cars. It can also be used for industry. For example, here in Malaysia, we need ammonia. They use ammonia a lot for plantation, for agriculture, for construction. So hydrogen is used to create that. So they store this in the form of hydrogen, because hydrogen you can simply liquefy, make it into a liquid state. And then one good thing about liquefied hydrogen is that if you can store it, that means you can send it somewhere. So that is the concept that people wanted to focus here. When you can convert power, something that we cannot see, into something that we can see, so that it will be easier to transport, it will be easier to keep, easier to store. So hydrogen has been one of the focus for this power to X. It can be any other forms of X's. It can be in the form of, say, algae, for example. They've used renewable to create algae. So what does this algae do is that they will be used to create hydrogen also. They've used power to create ammonia, for example. So one interesting project in Malaysia is this. If you can see on the right side here, this is actually a hydrogen power station. It has this interesting pump yang macam the things we see dekat petrol station tu, but it fuels up your hydrogen cars. So this is one of dia punya hydrogen car in Sarawak, in Sarawak Energy Berhad. They've used hydrogen buses also around that area. So these buses, these cars, they only use hydrogen. So imagine hydrogen now is cheap, and then you get cheap fuels for your car. I mean, who doesn't want that? And then imagine if we can expand that for bigger flights. For example, what Airbus has done here, they have tested dia punya prototype for hydrogen planes called Zero E. This is a single blade, I think, the name. We can expect to see hydrogen planes to fly less than 5 years from now. So bye-bye fossil fuels. Hydrogen is the way to go. So this is the things that we can expect to see in the future. Again, I just would like to recap again. First, we've talked about electrification. You power up the grid. Second, you've talked about energy storage, and now power to X. So the whole hydrogen ecosystem also, we talked about hydrogen just now. It's not just about you creating the hydrogen for use, but it is also about how we play around renewable energy to fit in the ecosystem. For example, when we want to convert water into hydrogen, which we call green hydrogen, we need water. So we will use renewable energy. If there is excess, we store it, and then we use whatever that is stored to convert the water into green hydrogen using this electrolyzer. So the water is essentially around us. Sunlight is around us also. Using the excess energy, you use it for the next step of, after you've created hydrogen, you wanted to convert it into something else. Say, for this fertilization purpose, you need ammonia. You use the renewable energy that you've used earlier. So the resource is technically around us, and then when there is excess, you can still store it using power to X that we mentioned just now. We can store the storage, we can store the hydrogen for feedstock for this ammonia production. So this whole ecosystem is what we want to see in the future. It's no longer about one side of the generation, but until the end side, until the consumer side of the ecosystem. This is the future of renewable energy. So, a recap again. Sorry for the ugly writing. Future of RE will be about how you hybridize the sources. You've seen wind and solar being put in place. When there is no wind, you use solar. Solar and hydro, this is a lot of potential here in Malaysia. We can use our reservoir dams, our electricity dams, install floating power plants on it, and hybridize the system. Second, we've talked about electrification. How do we power up the grid? And then how do we make sure the transmission line, the lines that we use just now, the water pipes that we use, the analogy that we use just now, how do we utilize the whole pipe, the whole loop? And then thirdly, the future of RE also revolve around energy storage. It's no longer about using batteries. We can still use pump storage hydro, we can use thermal, we can use volt, or we can even use hydrogen as a stored energy. And lastly, power to X. You convert power into something. And what are those something? This is the X's: hydrogen, ammonia, thermal, EV. You can also use electric vehicles to store energy. When there is excess, you can still store it to your car. Tesla have tested this. they stored their excess energy in their fleet of cars, and when they need the electricity in the grid, they just plug the cars back into the plug, and then the electricity will be exported back to the grid. So there is endless of possibilities to this. There is a lot of things to be done. It's no longer just to focus on the generation side only. We as a consumer pun, we can contribute to this renewable energy ecosystem, because in the future, this is what it is all about. It's all about us being together, being responsible in this, and being a smart consumer. So I think that is all from me. Half an hour. If anyone have any problem, any questions, Izwan dah pernah go through this last time.
Yeah, I think, Jairul, I must congratulate you. It's a very, very good presentation. I like the clarity of it, and it definitely talks about the future of renewable energy in a very, very clear way. I'm sure our students who are following this have got, have learned a lot. I have. But as Cik Hairul mentioned, if there's any questions, Cik Hairul will be pleased to answer them. You can either raise your hand or you can put it in the chat box. Any questions? Ada? I try to see, I can't see the questions. No questions from Ayman. That means they all understood what you said very, very well. All right. I had a few comments. In fact, some teachers were very impressed with what you have shared, and they asked me for your contact because they want to invite you to the school, Cik Hairul. So I told them I will pass Cik Izwan's contact, and then Cik Izwan can liaise with them. Mungkin you'll be receiving a lot of invitation, okay, from the schools. All right, guys.
Sure.
Yeah. So, all right. I think if there is no questions, we are going to ask you some questions in the quizzes. So there will be 20 questions that will be posted in the quizzes. All right. Now we come to the second part of our session. And this second part, we're going to announce the winners. In particular, all those who have participated in the SEDA Seed Ambassadors Project. Are we ready for that? Yes, I see a few teachers who have joined us. I saw Puan Pushpa, Teacher Pushpa. I saw Teacher Lee. Okay, and I think a few other teachers are with us also. All right, thank you, Chegu, for the support and for encouraging your students to participate in this. Let me try to share some slides. I'll go through the slides quickly, and we will announce the winners. And Izwan, if at any one time you want to mention something, please feel free. Yeah. Okay, kalau nak sebut anything during my announcement tu, feel free. Yeah, I will share the slide. Okay, just one moment. Okay, can you see the slides now?
Yes.
Boleh, yeah? All right. Okay. So once again, welcome to SEDA Seed Program 2021. This is Sustainable Energy Empowerment of Students. This is the first time that SEDA has adopted this project, and this project is to empower students. All right. So we had selected 12 schools from Klang Valley, and these 12 schools nominated 2 students each. And these students were given a lot of briefing, a lot of webinars, a lot of coaching by the experts from SEDA. And we gave them 3 challenges. And then we also opened it up to the public. And the public was given an opportunity to participate in 3 of the webinars and answer quizzes. Okay, let me take you through. These are the 12 schools and the students who have participated. Let me congratulate all the schools here. I know that it was very challenging. Some had issues with COVID. Some had issues with floods. All right, especially the schools in Shah Alam. They were affected by the floods. But nevertheless, I think all of you have put very good efforts. Congratulations. Thank you so much. All right, this is what we had created. As I mentioned, SEDA had actually allocated a lot of prizes, a lot of money, for this project. Right, the first webinar on 12th of November, we had first, second, third prize. We've already announced. Second webinar was on the 3rd of December. Also, first, second, third prize, 300, 200, and 100. And today, 29 December, is the third webinar and quiz. So you heard Encik Hairul, and you'll be able to see the questions that we posted later. All right. Then for the SEDA Seed Ambassadors, we had 3 assignments, and you can see the attractive prizes. All right, so there's a lot of prizes to be given away. Please bear with us. Prizes here have not been given yet. So at the end of this session, we will communicate with you and send the prizes to you. Right? For the quizzes for the public, the one first prize, first session, kita dah hantar. Second and third, not yet. So those who have not received, please be patient. Like I said, within a week or 2, we will send out, make sure all these are sent out together with the certificates. Right, so let me go on to the next one. All right, today we are here for the third series. We heard Encik Hairul talk about the future of renewable energy. And, so this is the quizzes that I mentioned. We've already announced the first round of the quizzes. The second round of the quizzes, Punda announced, we've already, mentioned, and we will be sending out the certificates to this group. All right. And this was the poster design, just for your information. We had 3 challenges. Remember I mentioned the first challenge is a poster design. So these 12 schools were given an assignment to design a poster to talk about renewable energy. Okay, and the first prize winner we've already announced earlier. They are all aware. First prize is SMK Petaling, Taman Petaling. Second prize went to SMK Convent Jalan Pil, and the third prize went to SMK Pulau Indah. Ini dah memang kita dah maklumkan kepada sekolah semua, they are aware. I just want to put on record and congratulate them once again. Alright, prizes, kejap, we will be sending it out in a while later. Okay, now we go on to, this is the posters. If you can see, very pretty posters they have done. Very, very good, very professionally designed. So SEDA have take a look at it together with Izwan and his team, and we're very impressed. Looks very, very professional. Okay, so this is already done. Now we go on to the assignment 2. This one we have not announced the winners, and we're going to announce the winners for the social media campaign. All right, so drum roll. Ada drum roll. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we start from the special prize dulu. All right. So special prize for those who submitted or those who use the Facebook. We noticed that not many groups use Facebook. There's only 2 or 3. So we give away a special prize for the Facebook postings. And this goes to SMK USJ4. Okay. And the winners are Lau Inkui and Rishwara. Okay, so congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. Okay, this is the social media. The rest of them all chose to use Instagram. So third prize goes to SMK Raja Mahadi. Right, guys, if you want to turn on your speakers, I think we can. Let's create some excitement so we can hear your excitement, your shout outs, your clapping, semua boleh, ya? You can turn your mics on. All right. Okay,
Thank you.
yes, Raja Mahadi, third prize. Second prize goes to Sri Putri Sai Berjaya. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay, Nur Nashuha and Nurin Aisha, right? 500 for the second prize. Social media, that means then they have done, they have promoted this campaign effectively, reaching out to hundreds and thousands of comments and likes, statistics I'm not showing here yet, okay, because some of them actually have not given their full statistics. Khadija Izwan also reminded me that maybe you have not captured the full statistics, but nevertheless, based on the most, the winner of the social media campaign for SEDA Seed Ambassador goes to SM Science Alam Shah Cheras. All right. Okay. Great. Congratulations. So you have won 1,000. And the winners are Muhammad Zafir
Thank you, sir.
and Aiman. Aiman, congratulations. Aiman and all their latecomers,
Congratulations.
Good
They
job,
came
good job, good job.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Ramesh.
yes.
Thank you, Mr. Ramesh.
Most welcome. Congratulations to you. All right. So we move on to the third assignment. Third assignment has got the most attractive prizes, the biggest prizes. Okay. Third assignment is the most challenging one, whereby um, you have to show an idea of how sustainable energy can be used for your school. Ni memanglah you have to do a lot of homework and there's a lot of effort that you have to put. So we congratulate all of you. Despite the challenges of time, despite the challenges of school exams, everything, you were able to do a very good job. All right, so again, we will start from the back. Number 3, yeah, we start from number 3. Drum roll. All right, drum rolls. And the winner of the third prize goes to SMK Sri Bukit Bintang Utara. All right. Congratulations to Lee Ziyan and Teo Yi Tiong. Okay. This was evaluated by Cik Izwan, Dr. Yahya, myself, and so I think consensus, we all agree that these are among the best. I must say every of the submissions were good, but these were the best among the good ones. All right. Second prize goes to SMK Raja Mahadi. All right. So
thank you so much.
Okay, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Mira, and congratulations, Prisha.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So yeah, they have been very consistent in all the projects. So I see they've won some prizes in the earlier ones as well. All right.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think teacher Yogesh.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Very good. Congratulations, teacher. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And well, coming to the first prize, drum roll. Okay, and the first prize goes to SMK Science again. All right. All right. So you guys are really good. You're putting so much of effort. We try to be fair by giving prizes to all the schools, but then you guys did exceptionally well. All right. So you've won the first prize in both the categories.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Congratulations, Muhammad Zafir and Aiman Daniel.
Okay.
Okay. So we have come to the end of announcing the winners. Let's see what else I have in my slides. This is the full list, which I'll be sharing later. So the full list of the winners, I will share in our groups. And congratulations to all the winners. All right. So we have come to the end of our sessions to congratulate. Maybe I should ask Cik Izwan, and if Dr. Yahya is around, if you are still can receive, maybe you can also comment a little bit on the social media.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay, guys.
All right. So
Okay.
a quick 1 minute wrap up by Dr. Yahya.
Sure. Okay. I'm very proud of you guys. I took a look at all the entrance assignment, of course, the poster, assignment 2, assignment 3. So I'm very proud. More so because in times of this pandemic, also this flooded, and then also this is already cuti sekolah, but you guys put in such a great effort that I feel humbled actually, because usually when we coordinate like Mr. Ramesh on a full-on frontal face-to-face effort, it's very easy to see what people do. But in this case, we are all far away, but yet the results that you bring in is very top-notch. So I'm very happy, and the winners were clearly. I think that if you finish school after this, please follow your way of doing this academic research and all this proper documentation. I really would like to commend and to say that the top 3 schools that have won, especially, of course, all did good. I would say that you have a very bright future in at least science and R&D, because academically, because the way you presented all your works, even me, okay, I'm a doctor, I read it with with very well understanding and a very good satisfaction. So please continue the work, and if SEDA has anything about it, I hope that if we could continue and see there's a benchmark for these sorts of environment for the students to thrive. So probably in future cases, we can use this as a precedence to nurture more scientifically and academically inclined, young people. Okay, so that's
Great.
my take on it. And congratulations,
Fantastic.
everybody, again. I'm very happy and very well pleased with all the results.
Thanks, Dr. Yahya. Now I'll pass it to Encik Izwan to do a wrap up and to make any announcement. And after Encik Izwan has presented, I'm going to share with you the winning video by SM Science Alam Shah. All right, so as we end the session, you can take a look at their project. Okay, to you, Encik Izwan.
Right. Hi, everyone. Congratulations to those young have won the prizes that we've been given from the first series until now. And I have to say that I'm very proud and pleased with all the work, hard work that you guys have done. And also, as we mentioned earlier, this is the pilot project. So it's only the start of a beginning of this program. And I really hope that I could bring this program in a real proper way. We want to apologize because I know we had some shortcomings, and also I tried very hard actually to maneuver my way to make this program work went very well, and also and I hope that on the next or maybe next year we can do more better, and also bring more aspect, and also do it more bigger scale and more, and more prizes, I hope. And also the knowledge that we're going to share is going to be more interesting. And but I really proud of you guys effort, especially if, at your age, you had this a really good material, and also I mean the work that you produce is a well done work lah. So congratulations, and I really looking forward to, because we're gonna have a closing ceremony. Is it closing?
Yeah,
Face to face
I think so. Yeah.
session. Yeah, we hope that we can do that, and I hope to meet you guys in the person, so that we can. I mean, once everything is okay, back to normal, and I'm really hope that we can meet you guys in person lah. But keep up the good work. This is not the end. You can always do this, and continue all your good work on the social media or promoting the campaign as well lah. And they will be for me lah. Congratulations. And I also want to mention that we gonna put this program on our latest magazine soon, so you can have a copy of it and read about it lah.
Great.
So from FEDA, we would like to congratulate you guys, and also hope you guys do well in the future. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, well done. Thank you so much, Izwan, for the encouragement. Yeah, I think what I would like to just add on to Izwan's comment, today we are announcing it because this project, we don't want it to carry forward to next year. All right, so the purpose of doing it today, 2 days before next year, is to let you know that you are the winners. That is the main purpose. And we had to do it online because due to the circumstances that I mentioned to you. But as Izwan's planned, we will do another session by mid-January next year. Hopefully, we can invite you to our center, and then we can give you the certificates physically with some VIPs from SEDA. Of course, Izwan will be there to meet you personally, and we can kenal sikit. And hopefully by then, they can also give you a new role. All right. I hope we can work with SEDA and give you another role to continue for 1 more year wearing the Seda Seed Ambassador. Because you know so much about renewable energy, I'm sure now you're ready to play an effective role for one more year. All right. So these are the possibilities. All right. So on behalf of STEM for All Makerspace and on behalf of MECRI, I would like to thank Seda for this opportunity, to bring these wonderful programs to all of you. I'd like to thank all the teachers in particular for driving this. I must say that many teachers were very involved in it. I see Teacher Lee, I see Teacher Pushpa, Teacher Yogesh, then we have Chegu Suroya, and so many other teachers that were in this platform who actually were able to motivate. So thank you all teachers for making this project a success, right? We look forward to your participation in more programs. There's one more last opportunity for you to participate in the quizzes. Please join the quiz. Please share with your friends and win prizes, right? So before we end, I've already shared the link. You may have already got this link. Just register in this link and you'll receive the quizzes link to participate in the quizzes. The quizzes will end by tomorrow midnight, right? So let me try to play for you the video of the winning school. This is SM Science Alam Shah, right? So I will share. So as we watch that, or do we want to take a group photo first? Can you turn your cameras on? Boleh? We take a group photo and then I will play the video. Hi, Teacher Pushpa. Hi, William. Okay, Dr. Yahia's camera is on. Teacher Lee is here. Cikgu Shavani, is it? Is it Cikgu ke Murid? All right, so all of you can turn on your cameras. Okay. So I will take one snapshot. If anybody else can also take some snapshots, we can share nanti, yeah? Okay, 1, 2, smile, say thumbs up. Okay, great. All right. Thank you so much, guys. What I will do is I'll play the video now. I'll share the video of the winning school. Can we see it? Volume ada? Okay, so the rest of you can silence your audio. Can silence your audio, then we will watch this and we will say bye-bye to all of you. Okay, so that was the winning entry, yeah? So as you can see, it has been very, very detailed, right? So that is why the panel of judges felt that this group from SM Science Alam Shah deserves, because they put in a lot of effort. But we must say that the other entries were also very good. But we felt that this team is the winning team, and we wanted to share with you what they have created. Now, as we end this session, I welcome your inputs. We will still keep the group alive, right, until we do the official official physical session at our Stand for All Makerspace sometime in mid-January, right? So with that, I would like to thank you. Is there any comments? Any comments from the winning team, girl? The students or the teachers want to say something? Yes.
I hope that next year will be ada lagi lah benda ni.
Suka, ya. Bagus, ya.
Ya.
Alright. Cantik, bagus. Thank you so much, Zafir. Ya, memang kita harap Seda akan teruskan projek ni lah, ya. And yes, tahniah sekali lagi Zafir di atas kemenangan ni, ya. Anybody else want to say something? Students?
Okay. So I think this competition should be done again for next year probably, because it gives us students and also teachers a very good exposure and a clearer meaning about what sustainable and also renewable energy is. So overall, this is a very good competition, and I hope to see you guys again.
Thank you, Aiman. Very good. That's a very good comment. I like your positiveness too. Tu yang we would like you to feel free to give your comments. Bagus. All right. Anybody else? Right. Mr. William, you like to give something? You like to share something?
Hi everyone. I love the posters particularly. I think they are almost like professional graphic design work. Excellent work. And congratulations to all the winners. And please drop by at Stamford Makerspace whenever you can. We're in Diamond Mall, level 3. Thank you all again. Thank you, Mr. Ramesh.
All right, great. Okay, so if there is no other comments, Che Izwan, shall we, I'll pass it back to you and give you the honors of saying the final bye-bye for 2021 for this particular project.
Okay. All right. Not too much to say, but just I hope you guys, now it's a flight season, kan, so stay safe lah. And also keep in touch. If you want to ask anything, you can feel free to do it so lah, because we still have our group active in WhatsApp new group. So yeah, until we give all the prizes, then or you can always personally message me if you want to lah, or Mr. Ramesh regarding anything that about this program. And once again, congratulations, and I hope you guys happy with the result and also the experience that we gave. I mean, we create. Yeah, they will be all from me lah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, and thank you, Cik Hairul, for the wonderful presentation. I think it was a very clear message on the future of renewable energy. So with that, we would like to end this session. And stay safe, yeah? The weather doesn't look very good. Keep in touch with all the weather forecast, and see you all next year again. All right. So,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.